Fear of success sounds really stupid, right? Because why would anybody fear success? I want success, you want success. Who does not want success and wealth and everything that comes along with it, right? But it is, in fact, a very real thing. And with fear of success also comes fear of being seen. Because whenever you want any kind of success, you have to put yourself out there, right? And what happens with fear of success is that it will make you procrastinate, it will make you self sabotage, and it will make you want to improve more instead of putting yourself out there and going for the actual thing that you have to go for, right? So let's say if you have to send out a resume for a job, you will focus on how can I make this resume better, what skills can I add, instead of actually mailing out that resume. Or even in a dating scenario, instead of actually going out on dates and putting yourself out there, you'll be like, you know what, I have to make myself better, I'm not ready for it, what if they reject me, what if I'm not accepted, what if, right? That is what fear of success makes you do. And it's quite understandable, right? Because here's the thing, this is all very subconscious, and what our subconscious knows is familiar from unfamiliar. Let's say आपको 1 crore रुपए मिल गए अभी. What is it that's going to happen? Yes, you're going to be rich, but there will be a huge change in your life, right? You don't know what to do with that money. Your life will change. You don't have a financial advisor for that matter. And that brings that fear of change. And when that fear of change comes, your subconscious will shut down and it will make you protect. And everything comes down to safety, right? First and foremost, what matters to the subconscious is your safety. Also, with success comes a lot of responsibility, right? And we are not really sure if we are ready for that responsibility that comes along. It's not just that आपको 1 crore रुपए मिल जाएंगे, आप माला माल हो जाओगे and everything's going to be fine. That's not really how it works. If when you get more successful, you get more work, you have to work harder, you have to have a lot more responsibilities. And that is why a lot of people have this fear of success. What if I do become successful and I cannot take that responsibility? What if the people who are around me, they don't stay around me anymore because I'm not at their level, and they'll see me as somebody else and they'll not relate to me, they'll not want to be my friends. All of that, this, I'm not saying you think of it on a conscious level, but it is very prevalent in your subconscious. And that is why we get behaviors like procrastination, we start to self sabotage, we put ourselves in a room and we don't go out. Coming to the fear of being seen, fear of being seen is very simple. It just comes from a feeling that when I put myself out there, people are going to judge me. I'm going to be seen as cringe. I am going to be looked down upon and crucified, and maybe I will not be accepted, right? And which is a very natural fear to have. But here's the thing, if you do not put yourself out there, you are never going to be able to succeed. And that is why I think these two fears are very correlated. Now, there is obviously a fear of failure when it comes to procrastination. That's why people procrastinate. And I think fear of failure and fear of success have some similarities and some differences, right? So let's talk about fear of success. When it comes to fear of success, you are scared of that responsibility, you're scared of that big change, you're scared that you'll not be ready for that opportunity that comes. But with fear of failure, what happens is that you think that if I fail, everybody's going to laugh at me, and that turns you into this perfectionist who is never really satisfied with what they're doing. And that is a different video altogether, so we'll not talk about it right now. But coming back to the fear of success, here's the thing, I want you to ask yourself where this fear started or where this thought was implanted to begin with. What experience have you had where you put yourself out there and you were ridiculed because of it, or that whenever there was a time that you achieved something but you were not appreciated enough or not celebrated enough for that achievement, right? Think about it, because like I always say, you cannot change something until you don't understand it. And sure, for everybody their reason is going to be different, right? I'm going to save you the time and tell you, no matter what your reason is, it always comes down to safety. With subconscious and with the fear of success, it is almost always about safety. And when you don't feel safe enough in your body, in your environment, your mind and your subconscious is going to pull you back and make you self isolate and make you not want to take those chances that will end up getting you success, right? Now, I can talk about 10 solutions when it comes to fear of success, but the best solution is just exposure therapy. That's the only thing that actually works. And with exposure therapy, you have to take it slow. Let's say you want to mail out your resumes, right? Just because you've mailed them out once, you're not going to get over your fear of success. You have to continuously expose yourself to that fear, because what is going to happen when you take that small step, the message that you will send to your brain is that, okay, I am still safe in this environment, right? So we take it one small step at a time. Don't go from locking yourself in the room and not putting yourself out there to extremely exposing yourself to a big, let's say, auditorium of people and where you have to give a speech. That might be a more difficult journey to take, although it's a good exposure therapy. What I have experienced in my life is that when you do exposure therapy, first step, अच्छा अभी सब, your mind will have the message कि अभी सब ठीक है. You'll take the second step, the third step. By the fifth or the sixth step, again you will get a very strong pull to come back to your safety, to come back to your comfort. And that is why we have fear of success to begin with, right? Because right now you're comfortable in your life, whatever it is that you have, at least you have comfort. And when that changes, that comfort also goes and more responsibilities come and you actually don't even know what's going to come. So the fear of that unknown of kya hoga if I actually do it, what if I'm actually, I go for something and I actually get it, what then? You don't know. And that is why you keep yourself recluse, you keep yourself to yourself, and you make yourself smaller and more likable for people around you. And that is the death of your growth. And if you are new to this channel, we are all about growth. We are all about getting ourselves better in the body and in the mind. So for your own growth, start with exposure therapy. And I know the thought that comes is that, what if I'm judged, what if I'm not accepted, and what if I fail, and you know, blah 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 blah. My answer to that is, so what? You can fail 100 times, but it just takes that one chance, that one person, or that one opportunity to get you ahead. So just because you're not having, let's say you, talking in a professional scenario, you've sent out your resume to hundreds of companies and they've not accepted. But it just takes that one company to say yes to you, to give you that interview, to give you that opportunity, right? But until we don't go for that 101st one, we will never know, and we will stop our growth. So I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to have this fear control your life. Okay? If you watched my video on fear, the previous video, we spoke about how fear is your friend. Now this friend, this fear of success, if I think of it as a friend, then what is this friend trying to tell me? Trying to tell me that these are uncharted territories, right? I don't know what lies beyond this. And that is also coming from a place of care. It's not that your subconscious is against you, right? It wants to protect you. It's all about safety. Another solution that I have for you is that familiarize yourself with that success that you want, right? Visualize it, so that, and visualize it every day, so that when you are going for it, when you are taking that action, you're taking an action towards something that is familiar to you. So the exercise that I like to do is, I like to visualize my ideal successful life, right? What does that feel like? That's the most important thing. What does it feel like to have that success? What does it look like to have that success? Visualize it in detail, so that you have familiarized yourself towards what you are going. And now when you take that action, because here's the thing, you can work on yourself, you can work on your self esteem, work on your self confidence, or fake it till you make it, whatever. But until you don't take that action, you're never going to get that success, right? It's just not going to happen. It does not work like that. And when you start to take that action, we want to minimize that self sabotage behavior. And that self sabotage behavior will get minimized only when we have familiarized ourselves with the situation that we are headed towards. So, this visualization technique is also something that has worked for me personally, and try it out. Let's see if it works for you. But if you're not that big on visualization, I would say exposure therapy. You can keep working on your skills, you can be the best in your skills, but it will not matter, right, if it is not being utilized, if it is not being seen. There are so many people who keep working on polishing their skills and polishing their skills, and they don't go anywhere. Why? Because they have that fear of being seen, that fear of success, that when I do put myself out there, I will not be accepted, I will be judged, I will my life will change and it doesn't feel safe. And I don't want that to happen to you. Whereas I do believe that practicing and polishing your skills and being better is a big part of everybody's journey. But at the same time, an equal important part is to put yourself out there, to test those skills out in the real world where it actually matters. Yeah. So, two simple solutions: exposure therapy and visualization technique. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.